Well, hello there, everyone. My name is Jennifer Tollerud, and I'm a graduate student pursuing my Master of Education in Teaching and Learning at the University of Alaska Anchorage. I completed my undergraduate degree in elementary education with UAA in 2012 and promptly began my teaching career in the Matsu Valley, where I taught first and second grade. Later, I earned my endorsement in English language learning through UAA's Project Leap and finished that in 2015. After a few years more in the classroom, I transitioned to instructional coaching at the elementary level and ultimately took on my current role now, which is a teacher advisor and assessment coordinator for Twinley Bridge, which is a K-12 correspondence charter school offering hybrid learning opportunities. And today I'm excited to share with you my capstone presentations and the findings of my inquiry project. I conducted my inquiry project to address a challenge faced by my school. The project focused on increasing the understanding of and participation of state assessments within our school community. So the problem of my practice, low participation rate in state assessments, and I kind of wanted to understand why. And my goal was to increase understanding of and hopefully participation in state testing. Currently, we sit at like a 23 to 24% participation rate for things like the Alaska Star, and I wanted to know why that was and how we can make it better. So, from that problem of practice, this led me to ask my central question of my research, which was what can be done to educate families at my school about the state assessment opportunities available to them and the importance or value of these assessments and what they can be used for in their home-based education. I explored this question choosing qualitative research methods as they would allow me to gain a deeper understanding of the experiences and attitudes and needs of our families who are kind of in a unique educational setting. So I implemented a document review and conducted interviews with families and staff to gather insights into what would help us develop a sustainable school-specific student assessment plan. And this plan would align with our students' individual learning plans, which are required for all State of Alaska correspondence students and are developed annually with the student and homeschooling parent educator. So the goal was to systematically facilitate conversations between advisors or school staff members and enrolled families about assessment opportunities and make these discussions a regular part of our school's communication and planning processes. The results of my research were both insightful and thought-provoking. So one of the main findings we found was that there were significant challenges when it comes to ensuring that students in non-traditional schools like ours meet state assessment requirements, while also it was maintaining that autonomy and family rights of home educators. So families in our school value their flexibility a lot, and many have strong beliefs about how schooling should take place, how much they want to involve other people or the government. They also often question relevance and fairness of standardized assessments for their students that don't necessarily have a standardized learning process. Many times their personal learning outcomes are different than what the Alaska state standards have. So they're very individualized educational settings, and they're less structured than traditional public schools that these state assessments were designed for. So despite these challenges, the study also suggests that there are promising strategies to increase participation rates in state assessments while respecting my school's family's choice. Right now, it's still legal in the state of Alaska to say no thank you to a state assessment and still be enrolled without penalty. So the development of the student assessment plan that is tailored to the needs of the students happened. A Google form was used, and we made it just a requirement as part of the initial ILP meetings where we planned the curriculum and subjects that the kids were going to learn at the beginning of the school year. And that really gave us an opportunity for families to have conversations that were planned and systematic regarding assessment. The student assessment plan kind of guided advisors like myself in these conversations to make sure that we included and invited and offered student assessment to every single student at on our caseloads. Having students complete the student assessment plan was a really neat process. Not only did I do a document review of the information we gathered, but I created this new policy and procedure in my school to hopefully address my problem of practice. So we got some really good feedback. Obviously, staff really, I guess not obviously, but staff really seemed to enjoy having all of the information compiled and just that helpful tool to guide these conversations and remember to have these conversations. And families really appreciated when they were interviewed the opportunity to talk about the tests, and really appreciated ultimately the decision to choose whether or not they were going to participate. I think that the key to a lot of this research was involving the families and providing them with clear, accessible information about their available assessment opportunities. So I think the research would show that when families understand the purpose and the potential benefits of state assessments, they're more likely to participate in them. So it's really, this research was about empowering parents with knowledge they need to make informed decisions, and just helping to create this collaborative environment between our school and the family as they home educate. And hopefully it ends in more meaningful and more higher participation in these assessments. So talking about implications, I think this project shed light on broader policy and practice issues within the state of Alaska's educational department, especially in the context of correspondence education, which all of my students are currently in. So from a state policy perspective, I think there's an opportunity to explore alternative assessment methods. I think they're underutilized. We do allow them in state law. Things such as project-based assessments or portfolio reviews, but it's kind of a gray area as far as policy when I did my research. Other methods like that might align better with the educational practices that my students who are non-traditional students do. It's more reflective of their practice, and their portfolios would be more flexible and more personalized. I think my families is to be studied, but may understand that their kids are meeting a lot of the grade level standards, even if their curriculum or their methods are non-traditional. I also just point out the enactment of the Alaska Reads Act highlights growing tension in the correspondence homeschool community between state policies and the realities that home educators face. So policies that put in mandatory assessments are kind of contradictory to the law that states that it is optional for students to take the assessments. So I think there's a real need for our state to develop policies that are in line with each other and address the specific needs for audiences such as correspondence students. So to kind of wrap things up, my study highlights the need for a balanced, fair approach in state assessment participation. It makes me really grateful to be in a district and a school community that respects the autonomy of the homeschool parent and continues to offer meaningful assessment opportunities for students. And I think that through policy adjustment, as I talked about at the state level, and better communication practices at the school level, like the student assessment plan I developed, can help foster better participation and understanding of state assessments. So we can ensure students receive support that they need academically, regardless of what educational model they follow. My project was designed for my own professional development, clearly, and the continuous improvement of my school. And I hope that these findings offer valuable insights into how we can improve state assessment participation in a non-traditional school setting. It's clear that with the right approach, we can find solutions that benefit the families in correspondence education and the education system. So with that, thank you for your time, and I hope this presentation has provided you valuable insight into the challenges surrounding state assessment in non-traditional educational settings.